33, I had the harsh realization that I'm not my type's type. And that's probably why I've been losing in dating.
I mean, we like that she can, laugh about it, and I think most of us as men, we've had to understand that, and sometimes uh, you have to overcome those odds. The thing about as a man, the advantage we have from that is because sometimes when we're not a woman's type, we can still do things that her type wishes that she wishes her type did. You can be funny, you can have money, you can overcome some obstacles, you can overcome some objections with persistence. Some guys have that slow burn and they'll be there, they'll take the friend zone and they'll just be there, they'll work it, they'll work it, they'll work it, trying to learn everything about her, be as important as possible to her. To be honest, it's probably male default game, right? I think that's a setting we all came with. But as we get older, we realize, like, it's all right if you're not her type. There are other ways that you can sort of exist. There's other ways to win. But to her point, men kind of get very strict, right? And by type, I mean for relationships, right? Not for a night, because most men, that type opens up as wide as possible. But if you're not your guy's type, that becomes kind of tough, right? And it's not a shame, it's not a dig. It's just that's kind of reality for a lot of people. But before we continue on, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. Still trying to do two a day. So if you're just hearing my voice, just seeing my face, and it's been a while, but you're subscribed, right? Thank you. But yeah, you notification bell probably got turned off. YouTube does it. No one seems to know or understand why that happens. But back to the video, right? Just about type, about how sometimes you have to realize, and I think as we're coming to this new age, this time, right? Every cohort does that, right? They age out of some things, they age into another. A lot of us, millennials and Gen Z, we're aging into the next stage, and where a lot of people are realizing that they were sold a bill of goods that that is actually trash. That's actually just falsehoods. One of those was that men will always sort of be around, or that your access to men is always going to be unimpeded. You can get whatever man you set your eyes on. And that was sort of how it was, especially when you were younger. That was the thinking, right? It wasn't always put to the test. And when you did come up against some sort of adversity, we all know what, and we all can probably say it together. Oh, he's probably gay, right? In my life, when I made it known that I'm not really interested in someone that, if they took the time to try to say something or advance that, you get the, oh, he must be gay, rather than there could be an actual thing that he's not into you. That's fine, right? And as men get older, or men get wiser, rather, I think it's wiser rather than older, they get more discerning, and they say, you can look and see who's good for you, who's bad for you. Not everyone that you're interested in, or not everyone that's interested in you, should be a partner. It's nothing wrong with us saying, oh, take the time to evaluate whether or not this person should be in your life, whether or not you should be in their life. You may really want someone's attention and affection, but you're not ready for that. There have been very few instances in my life where I've made that decision, said, I would be bad for this person, even though I really am interested in them. And you try to do the adult thing and take that step back. Again, as we get older, as men, right? We're talking men now. We have to also understand, okay, that's my type. That's someone I'm interested in, but that's not something that's good for me. And we all can start seeing that. We can all start looking at the signs. We've all been in that, or know someone very close to us said, that's my type, but that's I'm my type isn't healthy for me. And we all should understand that. For women, that bill of goods sold a lie. And as you get out into the wider world and you have more real interactions with men, you start to really see that a lot of things you were told are just lies. Men are that attention is going to be around. Go focus on yourself, get the career, do all this, and then turn around and say, now at this point in time, I'm ready to be married. I'm ready to get the thing I want. We say that you could push back the clock. Science allows you to push back the clock, but we never dive deeper and see how difficult that may be. We never really have honest conversations about people as they age out and their own loneliness. We put the onus on men and say, this is it. So to have a woman, you know, relatively pretty woman saying, my type's not into me, right? And we'll leave if it's a colored colorism sort of thing, you know, because she didn't get into something like that. But you know, it's sometimes it's a jarring thing, and for women to realize that, but men get it early, right? You get the harshness of life early that not everything is particularly going to work out, and the quicker you can understand that and adapt and change your play, change your game, the better off you're going to be. You know, again, this is not to discredit women. It's not to say don't go after what you want, but you can waste a lot of time going after what you want that clearly does not want you. You know, I'm trying to be optimistic on a lot of these videos, and I want people to get that happy ending that they're looking for, even those that are, you know, particularly unannounced. That it's not popular to say that the things that you want, you know, in larger society, without being called names and shames for the things that you're actually desirous of. But if you know you have a type, and let's say it's, you know, it's the laundry list. The man has the laundry list of attributes that you want, and he doesn't want you. It's time to change the game. And I'm not saying go after something else. I'm not saying to settle. I'm saying it's probably time to study the game better. It's probably time to understand what is it that that man wants. And this becomes like we're walking into foreign territory because we don't often tell women that you have to learn about men. You have to understand what they want in order to to keep their attention. We make it seem as simple as just be attractive, be physically attractive, and then that is it. He'll pick up the slack from there, and that'll be it. And the real truth is, there's a lot of attractive women. When women are coming on here and saying we're all attractive men, you know, I'm always looking at it and say women were always the more fair of the sexes, right? They're always more attractive of the sex. So men weren't really praised or pushed. Male beauty really wasn't the thing that was the end all be all because women will get with an ugly man as long as he meets the other thing on the other things on the laundry list. So attractive women, you know, especially with filters, they're everywhere, right? If I never have to meet you in person, you probably, you know, online you could be the most gorgeous version of yourself. But then that's not enough anymore, right? I'm not saying we become numb or nerd to beauty, but that's not enough. Men that are more aware now are looking and saying, okay, cool, your beauty, that's a check mark, that gets you in the door. What else? And then when you come to the what else and you don't meet that standard, that what else turns into that's it. So if you're not your type's type, you probably need to study your type. This is advice given women to men. Probably need to study the men. And if the things that he's interested in, the things that he's desirous of, you know that's not you, probably you need to find a new type. But you think if I missed anything, or anything to add to this, let me know down in the comments below. Love to see the interactions. If you see any videos on your screen right now, go ahead, take a look. Let me know what you think about those as well. And of course, if you listen to my sound of my voice after the, you know, to the end of the video and you have subscribed, come on, come on now. I'll see you guys in the next one.